Friends, it's a joy to be invited to speak words of encouragement to you as you embark upon your vision and strategy for Truro. I'm Bishop Bev, the Bishop of Warrington in the Diocese of Liverpool. And like all of us, I have a heart to see the people of God flourishing in their faith and for others to be drawn to the good news of Jesus. On the Way is such a great title for you, the people of God on the move. When Aslam's on the move, Narnia is redefined. And whilst you may not see pillars of fire or clouds of the glorious presence, you may be assured that God is at the front, at the rear, and God is among you all as you journey together. For me, On the Way evokes stirrings of the Emmaus story, when Cleopas and others were walking away from Jerusalem and the direction of travel Jesus had set for them. I think it's too easy for any of us to find ourselves going in the wrong direction or even being left behind. As a child, I remember weeping over the folk story of Babushka, who was left behind. On the way to Emmaus, Jesus meets his friends and he walks with them. And by the questioning, the listening, learning and challenge, they recognize their need to reorientate and to return to Jerusalem. It's from there that they, with the other disciples, will build and strengthen the church, which continues to adapt 2,000 years on. Now, the language of reorientation, of vision and strategy can make us nervous, can't it? Whose agenda is it? What's the cost for me? What am I being asked to do or stop? To take up or to lay down? How am I being asked to adapt? Jesus says this to us, travel lightly. He says he has nowhere to lay his head, yet the way of the world is to build, to seek permanence, to construct our own walls of security and power bases. I wonder if the pandemic has enabled us to challenge these worldly assumptions and see a little more clearly the fragility of permanence, of leaning too heavily into the familiar. In these days of immense disorientation, of broken dreams, lost hope, of heartbreak, of lost earnings, savings, pensions, of lost identity, purpose and meaning, of huge disparities of wealth and well-being between the richest and the most vulnerable, it's so good to hear that the church in Truro is on the way. It's courageous, it's unsettling as we consider what else must be lost before we can rediscover what it means to be confident Christians in a confident church with a confident message of hope for such a time as this. Did you know that 1/3 of the Psalms are prayers of lament for loss and grief? And most of the prophetic literature is about disruption, dislocation and change. The Bible teaches us to grieve and lament and at the letting go. Yet we do so not blinded by our tears, but with one eye of faith on hope and possibility. And it's that that gives us courage to step up and to step out, to enter by the narrow gate and to take up our cross and follow Jesus for the sake of the kingdom. My prayer is for all of you that you move together and you listen and you learn and you engage to each other and you question and allow challenge, and to be inspired and inspire, and that you'll imagine the kind of communities that God is calling you to become. May God's song over Joshua be your song. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. With my prayers and love.